Welcome to another Wednesday Live. Let me go ahead and get Instagram over here because I know last time I forgot about y'all. There we go. Welcome. As you're dropping in, let me know where you're watching from. So today's topic, we are talking about why your income is growing, but you don't feel like you have any freedom. And there's going to be several things I want to break down. One, we're going to be talking about more clarity, why your income growth isn't enough, and also why it's important for you to put yourself in a position of power. That's the main thing that I want you to get out of this live. By the end of this live, I want you to be able to put yourself in a position of power. So if you don't know me, my name is Chika Ma'at. I'm a financial coach and the founder of Jama Wealth Financial. My main focus is helping you learn how to position your income for wealth so that you can have more freedom and ease. This topic specifically, why I want to do this is because a lot of the conversations that I'm having, did an analysis of like, what are the common things that I keep hearing over and over and over again? And it's this feeling of, okay, my income is increasing, but yet it's not translating to what everybody said it was, right? Once I make my income, I pay my bills, I save a little bit, and then I should actually feel free. But that's not the case. And I know that a lot of you are coming from that space where you're making the income, you've been focused on getting the promotion and getting the raise, but it still doesn't feel like you're actually able to move the needle with building wealth for yourself. And I'm going to start off with number one. I know the main thing is, oh, well, prices are increasing everywhere. Yes, things are getting expensive, but that's not it. That's not the only reason why you feel like there is this disconnect between the income that you have and the freedom that you're looking at. And I want to break this down specifically because when you look at what's actually happening, as I'm going through this, think about your own finances. When your income hits your bank account, what is happening? I want you to walk through the process of, yes, you're paying your bills, maybe you're saving a little bit, maybe you're also investing some money, but then what happens to the remaining amount of your income? Right? Think about that piece. Because what I want to share is it's not enough just to make money and then pay your bills and then you have a little bit of savings. If you yourself are feeling just this stress or this uncomfortableness with your finances, that's a sign that there is not alignment with what's happening with your income and whether it's moving in the direction that you desire it to be. So here's the thing that I want you to focus on. Costs are always going to be rising, right? Things are going to get more expensive over time. But what you do with your income is still within your control. And I'm going to share with you how. Because this is something that I work with my clients. And this one area is where you may not realize it, but this is what's causing you to feel that way. So the first thing I want to say is there is a real difference between income and wealth. Your income is what you're bringing in. That's the money that you're working for. It is hitting your bank account. It allows you to build up your investments and your savings for your bills. But wealth, on the other hand, is what you do with the income that comes in. Are you saving it? Are you investing? Are you actually looking at your net worth to track how your income or your net worth is moving over time? Because net worth really is the true measurement of what's happening with your finances. And if you are not tracking this metric, that is one reason why you're feeling stuck. Simply looking at what's in your bank account, yes, that's partial measurement as to what's going on. But if you want a complete picture of your overall finances, net worth is where you're going to want to look. The other thing is, have you defined freedom for yourself? What does freedom look like for you? Part of the reason why you're feeling stuck is, do you have a clear measurement of, this is my life and what freedom looks like? That could be anything. It's different for many different people. It could be you not feeling like you have to work just to simply pay debt. It could look like you having that work optional freedom, that you're not fully dependent on your 9-to-5 job. It could be you just feeling like you have the freedom to get up and go on a trip anywhere you want without having to put it on your credit card and create debt, or even having to ask someone for PTO. All of these things, depending on your life, what you value is going to determine what freedom actually looks like for you. So remember earlier when I talked to you about where's your money going after it hits your account? This is the part that you're going to have to look at in order for you to get to the idea of what freedom is looking like for you and how to get that freedom. So the first thing I always recommend is, once you've paid your bills, once you've taken care of your priorities, what is happening with your variable spending? Think about it. Because I've even heard this. I budget, but what I put in my budget is not lining up with what's actually happening. Well, that's because it's one thing to plan, but it's the other thing to track and make sure that you're actually in alignment with the plan that you set for yourself. Again, there's two parts of that equation. And the key area where I find that a lot of the money leaks are happening are those variable expenses. So the next time you get paid, I want you to look at where you're putting that money. Is it simply just going into an account and you're looking at, oh, I got money in there, and then you're swiping the card? Are you intentionally taking money from that account and putting it towards savings or investing? These are the things that you want to look at. Another culprit could be, maybe you are keeping that money in there, the money's staying, but you're one of those individuals who like to get the credit card points and you want to be able to use that versus using your cash. That creates another problem because you're spending money on that. And if you're not treating your credit card like a debit card, that's also an area of why you're feeling stuck. You're spending money, but then when that bill comes, you're looking at what's in your cash account and you're like, ooh, hold on, I don't got enough to pay this bill off. And then that's what then leads to the credit card debt. So there's several factors. The main thing is you getting control by simply directing your income. And I want to say this because you being able to put yourself in a position of power is going to look like you having clarity as to what's actually happening with your finances. Again, when that income comes in, how are you directing it? One thing that I love to do is I pay myself first. This is what I also teach my clients. When you're able to take the income that you have and position it in the areas that are going to build for you, then whatever is remaining is what you can then put towards the goals that you have, the hobbies, the lifestyle that you want to live. It doesn't always have to be that you're throwing your money towards that or you're paying all the bills. Prioritizing yourself, paying yourself first, creating a system that allows you to not only build for your future, but still enjoy your life now. But I can tell you, one of the things that I'm hearing is this fear of, okay, if I start looking at my finances, if I really dig deep into it, then I'm going to have to look at, oh, what is it that I'm actually doing that's contributing to it? Like, real talk, I had a conversation with someone and we were talking about their finances and they got a little quiet. So I'm waiting and I say, okay, I'm like, hey, what's going on? And what they said is common because not many people, think about this, or they had the feeling, but they can't verbalize it. But what they said was taking that time to look at their finances was like them putting up a mirror that they then had to face themselves, because now they're seeing how their habits and behaviors is impacting their finances and why they're in the situation that they are. And that's a real thing. You may be in this realm of feeling stuck, but then at the same time, you're having the fear or the shame of like, oof, I don't even want to look at this right now because then I'm going to have to face what I've been doing. And if that's you, I would recommend that you take things one step at a time. Number one, the first thing is, again, getting clarity on what's actually hitting your bank account. The next step can be just taking baby steps and looking at, all right, where am I actually spending my money? Once my bills are paid, where's the leftover income going to? Because I tell you, until you have that clarity and awareness of what's happening with your finances, the path forward is always going to feel that anxiety or fear of not wanting to sit in the moment and feel what's actually going on with your finances. So it's up to you to really make the decision. It really is a decision. What decision are you going to make? We're in October 1st, Q4, right? The last 3 months of the year. What decision are you going to make now to ensure that you are setting yourself up to be in a position of power to where you have more confidence and control over your finances? These are the decisions that we have to make, right? And when we think about, all right, we make that decision, but what happens if we don't make the decision? What happens if you're just like, you know what, I'm just going to stay in this comfort zone, if you will, right? I'm going to stay in this comfort zone. I'm able to pay my bills. I'm able to take vacations when I can. Okay, yeah, I don't feel as free, but I mean, it's good. I don't want to rock the boat. There's a cost of you not making a decision as well. If you saw on my Instagram, I think I posted it to LinkedIn and possibly Instagram, but I made a post because when I was looking through the metrics from my past clients and looking at, right, about how much cash flow do we actually free up when we work together, and about $3,000 a month was like the average number of where we're seeing money just kind of blowing into different areas that's not really aligned with what they want. $3,000 a month, that's $36,000 a year. And when you think about that number, I want you to think about what are the goals that you have for yourself, whether it's getting a new property, putting money into investments, maxing out your 401k, saving for your kids' education, funding those hobbies that you wanted to do. When you think about it from that perspective, that's the cost of inaction. That's the cost of not moving forward or staying in your comfort zone, right? There are opportunities and things that you can do when you put yourself in a position of power to have more freedom and control of your life. But it comes back to that one decision. And in this, I was just thinking right now, because in this realm that we're in right now, I know the government is currently shut down, and it reminded me, because before I actually started my business, I want to say, so 6 years ago, right before the pandemic, when the government had shut down, and I remember having friends who was out of work for like months, and they were literally like, oh my gosh, I don't know what to do. I don't have income coming in. But those are also reasons why you want to put yourself in a position of power. Because, I mean, I even think about it in the terms of getting laid off from your job. Like maybe some people are furloughed, with the government shut down, or maybe you've been laid off and now you're in a situation where like, okay, now what do I do? You may have a few months saved up. Some people may not. The average person doesn't even have $1,000 to cover an emergency expense once it pops up. But imagine being out of work for 6, 12 months. Like, what do you do in that situation? That's part of why we create that runway for freedom. So you're not 100% dependent on your 9-to-5 job. And this is not about, oh, I don't want to be working. Like, it's okay to have that paycheck. But if you are feeling stuck, if you are feeling like just the fear of getting laid off, because that's another thing. then you want to look at your situation, how you can shift things around to move it towards where you're actually feeling more confident and more free that, okay, if this were to happen, I'm okay. Because waiting for more income, like I said, you've been going down the path, waiting for more income to solve this problem is not it. From personal experience, from working with other clients, the idea that, okay, I just need to make, $3,000 more. And then you get the promotion and then you get the raise. And then we're back in the same situation because the income is never really the solution. The solution is you creating more clarity on, all right, what is it that I want for my life? What do I want my income to do for me? And then you're able to position it in that place so that you have more freedom, right? So as you are looking at the previous exercise that we did, looking at your finances, I really want you to think about how you're going to take that income and go beyond just the income level and how you can actually create more freedom for yourself. And then think about what is one step that you can do today to move you closer to that freedom. This is not something that, let's not wait till the beginning of the year. I know a lot of times people want to wait till January 1, and then we make all those New Year's resolutions. And then the middle of the year comes. Actually, it's by end of January, February, by March, most people have forgotten their New Year's resolutions. Let's not wait for that time. We're in Q4 right now. The time for you to take stock of what's happening with your finances. Think about how different your life would look if you felt more in control of your money. Like, these are the things that you can start doing now. I know the holidays are coming up. You have Christmas if you're wanting to celebrate holidays and thinking about those expenses. I would even encourage you now to plan for those things, because that's something I always see as well. It's you wait for the month to come and then spending on the credit cards, and then you're spending January 1 and the first quarter of next year trying to pay off the credit cards. Let's be proactive, looking at what's happening and then pulling back, right? So if this hits home for you, this is something that I wanted to go deeper in more specifically. I'm coming up with a masterclass because it's one thing to have the clarity, but how you move from chaos of like cash flow, money's everywhere, 5, 6, 7 different accounts, right? To feeling like, all right, now I know where my money's going, right? How do you go from chaos to having more clarity, to being in control? This is what I'm going to be talking about in my upcoming masterclass, and I'll be dropping a waitlist soon. So if you want first access to that, make sure you are following so that when that does drop, you'll be able to see that. But the goal really is for you to understand that you already have the power. You've gotten to the position that you're in because of the vision you had for your life. You're making the income you have right now because of the vision you have for your life. The same goes for your finances. Get clear, create that vision, have more awareness, and you can start positioning yourself towards having more freedom and control. If this live resonated with you, remember to hit that like, subscribe, and notification bell. Come back next week as we'll have another topic on this. But until next time, here's to your financial freedom. Peace.